for the lover boys and the lover girls of the world out there, just know, first of all, don't feel bad. I think, when we look on social media and there's all these memes and everybody's giving their opinion about what people should do and not do, and you need to spend time alone and you need to heal before you get with blah, blah, blah. Everybody has their take on what you should be doing, but the only person that knows what you should be doing is you.
Raise a glass to the past, present, and future you with actress Danielle Monè Truitt as she dives into the beautiful complexities of life's journey through real, transparent conversation. All the women I've been made me into who I've been.
Hi, I'm Danielle Monè Truitt, and welcome back to another episode of All the Women I've Been. We are in season 3. Can you believe it? It's been a really, really fun ride. This has been such an awesome experience for me, starting this podcast. I started this podcast partly because I'm on a journey of self-actualization and healing, and I felt like there was a lot of people out there that were on that same journey. So we started season 1. We've had some really great guests, and now we're in season 3. Season 2, we didn't do any solo episodes. So season 3, I'm back to doing some solo episodes. I really want to dive a little deeper into all the women I've been and really talk about some of those women. So today I'm going to share one of the women I've been. And this woman is the lover girl. When I say lover girl, I'm a Pisces, and I am a romantic at heart. I am a soft girl at heart because of life circumstances and things that I've endured and gone through. I kind of created a hard exterior for myself, but that's not really who I am. And the older that I'm getting and the more that I'm healing myself, I'm getting back to that soft girl. But even with me trying to put on a hard exterior, love and relationships has always been something that's really, really important to me. Relationships with men, platonic relationships, relationships with my homegirls, relationships with my family. Like, relationships mean a lot to me. It is really, really important for me to be able to connect with people. And I've noticed, because of what I've gone through in my life, I've had trouble feeling like I'm really connected to people. I always kind of feel like I have to hide parts of myself, or I'm on the outside of certain circles and stuff like that. So I've really been thinking about the lover girl in me and how it's played out in my life. So those of you that have been watching the podcast, you know that I was married for 12 years. And now I'm divorced. And after I got divorced, I got in another, kind of long relationship. But even before I got married, I always had a girlfriend. Sorry. I always was someone's girlfriend, I was always, when I would meet a guy and we would start talking, they wanted me to be their girlfriend. And then once I became their girlfriend, they're like, oh, I can see myself marrying you or whatever. And so I guess I have what they call, wife material or whatever. And so I always had a boyfriend. Like, it was just a part of my, just like a part of my journey once I got to like high school and stuff like that. And then I married my high school sweetheart, and we were married for 12 years. It didn't work out, and I won't get into that in this episode because that's not what this episode is about, but it didn't work out. And then probably about 10 months after we separated, I met someone else, and we became cool, whatever. And I guess maybe a year and a couple months after me and my ex-husband separated, we started dating. So, I went from a 12-year marriage into this, new relationship. And throughout my marriage, I think I was searching for connection. Like, I wanted to feel emotionally connected to my husband, not just attracted to him, physically, but to feel like we had a strong emotional connection. And I was lacking that in the marriage. And so not being married anymore, I was really looking for that, And so the next guy that I met, I felt like I had that kind of relationship with him. What I realized later was that he love bombed me. And because I was married for so long and going through a very traumatic transition, it was easy for me to latch on to this new relationship, And so being a lover girl, I think that's one of the negatives to being a lover girl. If you're going through a traumatic time in your life and you already have the propensity to want to be connected and to be in relationship, sometimes you can kind of jump the gun and you can get into a relationship that is really premature, and you can latch on to someone out of the need to feel supported, instead of looking for that in the other relationships that have stood the test of time, instead of looking for that in your family, instead of looking for that or finding that in your friendships that, you've been friends with these people for years and they can offer a lot of the support and stability that you need in times when your life feels shaky, when you're not able to just show up 100% strong or, be able to function the way you normally would, But I think sometimes when you are a serial monogamist, you want the romantic side of it, I think in that second relationship, it made me forget about the hurt that I was feeling from a marriage not working out. I got married and I never thought I would get divorced. I thought my parents have been married for 43 years. They've been through everything you can think of and more, and they're still together. And some people might see that as a great thing. Other people might not see that as a great thing. It depends on what lens you're looking at it through and what angle you have and how much you know about that relationship. But I never saw myself being divorced. It was not the ending that I expected, but because there was no emotional connection for me, I made certain decisions that helped lead us there, So in this next relationship that I was in, it was kind of like I just allowed myself to just do whatever I wanted and go with the flow. And I don't regret it. I really don't. I don't regret it. Like, I had fun. I had fun in that relationship in a lot of ways that I couldn't have fun when I was married. I experienced certain things in that relationship that I hadn't experienced, hadn't allowed myself to do, or felt like I would be judged if I did do it, And so I think the reason why I don't feel bad about being a serial monogamist, I don't feel bad about being a lover girl, because I always learn from these. I always learn from these situations that I put myself in. Some of them are great situations. Other situations are like, dang, I probably could have chose a different path. But at the end of the day, I'm always learning and I'm always growing. I didn't know what being love bombed was until I was love bombed. I had no idea what that was. I had no idea that, what was presented to me in the beginning wasn't necessarily what it was going to be in the long run, But I had to go through that, My sisters tease me, they're like, you couldn't stay single for 1 second. Like, they were like, you're finally single after 12 years. We supposed to be out here doing hood rat things. And here you are, settling down or whatever. But I genuinely feel, and after what happened with the second guy, if you watched a couple of episodes last season, I talked about how, I got cheated on or whatever, and I had cheated before. So, it was kind of like karma. I felt like it was karma, and it gave me an opportunity to look at myself and look at what I had done. Not that I hadn't before, but until it happens to you, you don't know how much you've hurt someone until it happens to you. And then you're like, oh shit. Like, this is not cute, okay? This is not cute. And so when that happened, I was like, you know what? This is good. You know, this is a wake-up call for me. This is a wake-up call for me. I was married for 12 years. I need to get out into the world and sow my royal oats, okay? Like, you know, I need to date. I need to see what I like. And I think when you're married for so long, you start to go out into the dating world, and you've been married for so long, you're doing the things that a married person, you're interacting the way a married person would act, you know, because that's what you're used to, you know? So I had to learn what it was to date again. Like, what do I like? What do I value? You know, who do I want to spend my time with? And it is very interesting, the type of guys that I was meeting, the similarities that some of them had to my ex-husband, or some of them had to my ex-boyfriend, and how I was able to like recognize those things, you know, quicker. I also got an opportunity. There was one guy that I dated who was so nice, so cute, took me on the best dates, so fun. Like, we had fun. Every single day we had fun. But I did not feel emotionally connected to him. Like, I didn't feel, and it wasn't even that I wasn't attracted to him, because he was an attractive guy, but there was just something lacking, and I was able to recognize it quickly. You know, I was able to recognize it quickly, and instead of being like, oh, but he's so nice, he's such a nice guy, he treats me so nice, he has money, you know, I don't have to worry about anything with him. This is what we do as women. We talk ourselves in to situations that we genuinely don't want to be in, because there's almost like a guilt that you feel when someone's nice to you and treats you great, but you don't feel connected with them, to them in a romantic way. Like, as a friend, we could be friends all day, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I had to tell him, you know, that that's how I felt, because I wanted to be honest, and I felt like, you know, he kind of wanted to push things along, and it just wasn't fair to him, you know. And so that was an interesting, you know, it was an interesting situation. I had another situation where I dated a guy who, because of what I did for a living, because I had 2 kids, bi-coastal, you know, just juggling and navigating so many things, he felt like I was too much. And not in a bad way, but it was kind of like he felt obligated to be something for me that I wasn't even asking him to be. Like, I just wanted to have fun and hang out. But he felt like, ooh, like this, she has so much going on, she's gonna expect a lot from me. And I was like, cool, we can just be friends. Like, it's okay, that's totally fine. And when I mean friends, I mean just like, I'll talk to you on Instagram sometimes. That's what I mean by friends. Like, I don't mean like friends with benefits, like, nah. But that was a learning experience for me, you know. There was another guy that I dated briefly, went on a couple dates, and he was funny and cool, and I noticed that whenever we went out, we would just be drinking, you know. Like, I mean, in New York, that's like the thing. Like, you go to dinner, you have some drinks, like that's like a normal date, you know. And so I said, you know what? Let me go on a date with him and not drink. Let me just go on a date or a couple dates with him completely sober, no drinking, nothing making me laugh more, or because with me, when I drink, I'm friendly. Like, I get real friendly. And I'm laughing more than I normally would, and I'm talking louder, and I'm a little more touchy-feely, and I'm just like, just free, you know? And so I said, you know what, let me not drink. So I went on these dates, a couple dates with him, and I didn't drink. And it wasn't a match. It wasn't a match. So for for the lover boys and the lover girls of the world out there, just know, first of all, don't feel bad. I think, when we look on social media and there's all these memes and everybody's giving their opinion about what people should do and not do, and you need to spend time alone and you need to heal before you get with blah, blah, blah. Everybody has their take on what you should be doing, but the only person that knows what you should be doing is you. You know deep down, if you keep getting in relationships because you're afraid to be alone. You know that. And the realer you get with yourself and the more truthful you become with yourself, you'll start to understand who you are, what you like, why you do what you do, And so if that's the reason, if you're afraid to be alone, if you have attachment style issues and things like that, that's causing you to jump into these relationships, and then after the honeymoon phase or, things start to kind of dissipate a little, fizzle out a little, you're like bored and frustrated and then there might be something for you to look at, to spend some time alone, to heal some things, to be comfortable being by yourself. But me personally, I love being by myself. I like being here in New York working when I'm away from my kids. I spend a lot of time alone. I go to work, I come home, and I'm by myself, and I enjoy it. I enjoy my time alone, but I also enjoy companionship. I also enjoy having someone to talk to, having someone to dream with, having someone to bounce things off of, having someone, to laugh with, to care about, to think about, to check in with. Like, I do really enjoy that with the right person, So be easy on yourself, us lover girls and lover boys, we carry our hearts on our sleeves. Some of us are, completely vulnerable and show that, out loud. Others of us kind of keep everything close to the chest because we're afraid we're going to be hurt. But no matter what, just give yourself the space to figure out who you are and what you want and what works for you, So for me, I'm happy for the exchanges that I've had and the relationships that I've had. And I really do like being in relationships. And I used to feel bad about that. I used to feel like, ooh, something was wrong with me, But I am looking for a very specific type of love. I'm looking for a specific type of person to spend my life with that I feel is aligns with me. And I'm not, in this season of my life as a lover girl, I'm not going to settle for something that's just not God's best. I'm not going to get in a relationship because I feel I need to, or because I feel like, this person's nice, or this person can take care of me, or whatever. I don't need that, I can take care of myself. I need someone who wants to partner with me. I need someone who wants to elevate me and I elevate them. I need someone that I am emotionally connected to. And that is what's important to me. So I think if you think about what's important to you, you'll know whether you need to take a pause from being in a, committed relationship and just spend some time alone to heal, or if you're ready, to do that. I know I've learned so much by giving myself the opportunity to open my heart to different relationships and different people. They've really taught me a lot about who I am when it comes to love. So I hope you do the same, that you continue, to just ask yourself those questions, sit with yourself, and give yourself the freedom to explore, because I think that's where you figure out the most about yourself. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Like, share, subscribe, and come back for the next one.
All the women I've been